So, can you take us back to the time of your divorce? What was the most difficult part of the transition for you? And both like emotionally and physically and mentally.
hmm I worried a lot about what I think a lot of parents worry about, which is about messing up your kids. If you have kids and you're going through divorce, I think there's a lot of motivation to stay in relationships that are no longer serving you because you're worried about the impact on your children.
Yes.
And that was sort of eating me up inside. We'd been in counseling for a very long time before we kind of decided to separate. But I think that was a worry that sat really heavy on my heart. How are my kids going to survive this? And what are the long-term impacts? Because I know a lot of people that stay in relationships that do it primarily because they think about it's going to be such a negative impact on their kids. So that was definitely one thing I worried about. I think one thing that was difficult is, though, I read a stat, even though they say women end 70% of marriages, that's what I've heard. And I ended mine. Like, I was the one who sort of had the courage to say, this is just not working anymore for both of us. And I think he didn't want to accept that initially, but he did come around. But I think the really hard part during that stage was, even though I ended it, he moved on much quicker. And so he met someone literally 6 weeks after I moved out. And I think that hit me harder than I expected because I kind of felt like I was just replaced.
Yeah.
And that was really difficult emotionally and mentally. Physically, I felt pretty strong. And I got deep into meditation. I reconnected with my spiritual side. I started to access a lot of tools that I hadn't been accessing through some really difficult times because I also had more space to do so because we started also sharing custody of the kids. So all of a sudden, I had more time than I was used to because I didn't have my kids full time anymore.